This is Tom from Tom's Crazy Off-Road Recoveries, here with my assistant, Hillbilly Tom. We're going to go up in the woods and we're going to recover a snowmobile that gentleman was taking his grandkids for ride, and the terrain got to be a little bit extreme. He was concerned that somebody might hurt themselves, so he decided to turn the family around. His grandson got halfway around the road and wicked the throttle, and the snowmobile went down over the side of the mountain. So it was a man with some children that couldn't recover the sled, and it's down over the hill about 75 feet against a tree. We're going to go up and we're going to bring it back to the road. So stay tuned for video content. What do you think, Thomas? Are we going to get this done?
Oh yeah, it might take some time, but we'll get it done.
That's confidence right there. So here we are at the big, beautiful Stampede Pass Snow Park near Easton, Washington. You can see all the space they have in here. It's maintained by the Washington State Parks Department, I believe. That area over there is for non-motorized usage for cross-country skiers, etc. This is for the motorized usage as well as that. And then further over that hill, there's another area that's for, I believe, sled doggers and stuff like that. And so the trail takes off right over here. It's nice and well groomed, so we should have a fairly unbumpy ride. We're going about 5 miles into these mountains to recover that snowmobile, and young Thomas is getting the Maruca unloaded right now. So we'll be going here in a minute. So young Thomas is in the process of getting the machine unloaded, and we're going to get underway here in a minute. He's practicing up. He's never unloaded this machine. I told him not to kill himself with it, getting it off the deck. So he's just in the process of learning how to do this. It's a little nerve-wracking when you're the boss and you see one of your guys doing something sketchy, but they also have to learn. So he's getting it unloaded, and then we'll get underway. How's it going, Thomas? You getting it okay? Thomas, you getting it okay?
Yeah.
You getting it all right?
Yeah.
So here are some extras we brought with us to extract the snowmobile up over the hill. Bag of hand tools in case we have to turn the skis around backwards to drag it backwards back to the snow park. Bag of tie downs for tying the steering straight if we have to do what I just mentioned. Some extra rope in case we have to stretch out to really reach down to where the snowmobile's at. A hand shovel for keeping the hydraulics cool on the Maruca crawler, and a ladder to get us on top of the snow if it's too deep and we have to traverse a great distance in the snow. So those are a few extras. There's the Tommy built Maruca crawler. If 5 mile trip is a long trip for it, it's kind of slow, but when we get there, it will be certain to get the job done. And there's my number one man, young Thomas, that I call Hillbilly Tom, but he's really a good guy. Here we are on the Stampede Pass trailhead. The trail's in beautiful condition. I'd really love to have my snowmobile here right now, but it's a work day, so here we are. And young Thomas is coming around with the crawler, and in a minute we're going to get underway. And the young man is just now learning how to run the machine, so he's taking it kind of slow. But I'd rather have him take it slow than have something bad happen. So here he comes, and we're going to get ourselves underway. Throttle up, young man. I'm gonna be riding the backward saddle so I can see where we've been, not where we're going. Thomas is gonna be driving. He's gonna get a real hang of this today. You have that center button pulled out, that's the cooler for the hydraulics. So how's this for a day? Is this gonna be all right?
Yep, it'll be all right.
Let's get her going. Here we are rolling on the trail. We got about 4.5 miles to go. Beautiful day, about 38 degrees. And trail's nice and smooth, which you really need with a machine with no suspension at all. So I think we're gonna have a pretty good day. Aside from the fact that we're working, you couldn't ask for much more for a job. And so I'm just happy to be here right now. And I think Thomas is happy to be here right now too. We're just gonna have a good time. The young man's learning how to run the machine. And in a couple of weeks, I'll probably turn him loose by himself. Are you having fun?
Oh yeah! What could be more fun?
You can see why the Forest Service allows us to use this machine for these recoveries. It has a very low impact on the trail system. I believe we put down about... So we've stopped to ice the hydraulic tank for the uphill pull. We'll be pulling about a 4-mile grade. The hydraulics sometimes gets warm when you're doing that. So what we do is we surround the hydraulic tank with snow. It just helps the hydraulic oil stay a little bit cooler and keeps the machine from taking such a beating on an uphill grade like that. So we'll get that iced and then we'll be underway again. Look at how beautiful this is. It really doesn't get much better than this for working. And so here I am standing on the banks of Lizard Lake near Stampede Pass in central Washington. And it's a beautiful day up here, real quiet other than the sound of the Maruca crawler. And our casualty is supposed to be about a 1/4 mile down that road. And this is Lizard Lake, snowed over. It's a real nice place. Looks like the snowmobilers have been having some fun here. That road there goes to the Stampede Pass weather station, and some other cell towers that are up there now. Thomas is a little bit behind me, the Maruca crawler, and Thomas is doing a great job running this machine. Anybody can drive this machine down the road, but it's kind of sensitive hydraulically. it takes kind of a knack to go easy on it, touch, if you will. And Thomas seems to really have that touch. I'm very confident that after a few trips like this, I'm just going to turn him loose and let him do these jobs by himself. But in the meantime, we're having a nice day up here. It's work, but it's really easy, enjoyable work. So next up, we'll be finding our casualty and doing an extraction and getting it back to the trailhead so the owner can come from Enumclaw and retrieve his snowmobile. Okay, we've arrived at the casualty. You can see that the trail got a little bit slid out right here and started to turn sketchy. The customer said that he was concerned that the trail was getting harder to travel on and he didn't want to risk it with his grandkids with him. So they decided they were going to turn around right up here. I think they probably pulled up here to this flat spot and were trying to turn around, and he said that his grandson accidentally hit the throttle in the middle of the turnaround. You can see tracks here where people have been going up and down the hill. And so we got to look here. We could see tracks going down the hill, of course. So now we've noticed that, yes, indeed, there is a snowmobile down there in the boonies. So we're going to get the machine parked up here and extract that thing. Okay, so young Thomas is going to get the Maruka turned around, and I think we're going to park it right here in this flat spot. It's really hard to see terrain in this video, and while I'm at it, I'd like to apologize to anybody watching this. This is our first video. We'll probably get better at it someday, no guarantees, but hopefully. And now Thomas is turning the machine around. And right now I'm worrying because, you know, that's what I do. So Thomas, back up to flat ground so you can practice that. Okay, now back that way, Thomas. There you go. Back over that way, and then joystick the right side forward and you'll spin right in a circle. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, so the reason we're having problems right now is the hydraulics got warm. So let's give it a second and I'll get it turned around. Okay, so snowmobile doesn't weigh anything, so we really don't have to worry about how we pull off of the Maruka. I've got young Thomas here geared up to go down that hill, and he's going to take this recovery strap, put it through the track, and take that boom line, hook it to the recovery strap, and we should be pulling that up the hill here in a minute. Okay, so this is what the young guys are for. Make sure you get around the outside of that vine maple and stuff so the sled hit can go that way. Come on back, young fella. Now, I'm 62. I'm not too old to go down there, but I'm kind of glad that that's not me today. Okay, look at the young guy. He's actually smiling right now. Give it a gentle pull down there, Thomas. No cussing, please. This is on video. People are going to be watching it. Okay. Is that the one, Thomas? Right through the back of the track by the idler wheels. Now, if you have enough, put them both up through the back bumper if it's available. Is that going to be a work or is that a problem? Okay, make sure that those are even so that the hook stays firmly in it. You're all set? Okay, I'm going to tighten it up and then I'm going to ask you if everything's okay and then we're going to start pulling. Okay. And we'll put the PTO in gear. Go with throttle up. This thing winches really slow. See how slow it is right there. This is the Ernest Holmes Model 500. This unit has been proven again and again over the years by hundreds and thousands of towing professionals. Unfortunately, everything's hydraulic now, but these are still a really good unit that's very dependable. How are we looking, young man? It's okay? Strap's gonna stay in? Okay. Stay near it, but above it, okay? Are you happy with how it's going right now? A little bit louder, please. Pull ahead. Unfortunately, I can't see the casualty right now, and we don't have communicators. Which brings me to the thing people always say on YouTube. If you want me to have communicators someday, please like and subscribe for the content of this video, and someday I'll have some money to buy some more equipment and to give you more and more exciting content. At some point, I'd like to see it land on its feet. Is it going to try to do that? Is it coming up the hill? Is it coming up the hill? Thomas, would it stand on its feet better if we weren't through the bump? bumper or worse? It'd be worse? Okay, I'm gonna keep pulling. Is the snowmobile wrecked or does it look pretty good? Is it stuck? I'll tell you what, I'll pull it till it's clear of everything, then you tell me, then I'll come down and we'll put it on its feet. Okay? Thomas? Hold on, let me shut the machine down so I can hear you. Is it stuck on something? So we're down at the casualty now. Thomas and I got it on its feet. It looks to be in pretty good condition. There's a piece of plastic that came off some sort of a vent. We'll figure out where that goes after we get it up the hill. So we're just gonna take it up through that gap and get it back to the road. And I just hiked back up the hill, lined up the machine a little better, and we're gonna get back to work. Thomas, when it gets up to this other vine maple, if it tries to rub against it, pull the vine maple back so don't scratch the sled all up. You got a while though, this thing's slow. I think it's gonna be fine though. Worried about the big stuff. the tip of that skid, straighten it. There you go. That's not a problem, Thomas. Don't waste your energy on that. Should have ran the snatch block down to the deck. Got the boom tied down, but that's really not the way you want to do it. Anyway, it's not a heavy load, but I should have done it a different way. That hill's steep. I've been to a lot of spots where I get there and I'm like, well, you could have rode this out if you knew how to ride your snowmobile, but this is definitely not one of these spots. So anyway, we got about 8 more feet to go to the road bed. This is where they get heavy, right at the edge of the road. At least cars do, and trucks. Got it, Thomas? I think it's gonna go right up over that little guy. Come on up. Quit goofing around, come on up. How about that steering right now? What's going on? Whenever you got a choice on a snowmobile, turn the skid instead of the steering. They don't really like to turn very good when you're hanging on the handlebars when they're not moving. There you go. Like the way he rigged that suspension, but it is what it is at this point. Thing's heavy coming up that hill like that. Well, you just cussed on the internet again. You got to learn to quit doing that. That's all right. We'll just do it a bit different next time a little bit. Okay, so when we get next to the road, I want you to keep the machine from tipping over while I drive ahead. Okay. As soon as those skis hit the edge of the road. I think right there. Moving ahead. Okay, there it is on the road. Grab that chain and stuff off of his sled. And we'll pull up and then we'll let that go and make sure everything's okay. And I'll be probably riding that out because I don't know about Thomas' snowmobiles. Kind of a loose cannon sometimes. Okay, here we are back to civilization. How'd that go for you, Thomas?
It was pretty tiring, but I got the job done at the end of the day, and that's all that matters.
That is all that matters. Okay, let's get that strap off that snowmobile and we'll see if it starts and go from there. I'm gonna freewheel that. Don't pull on it too hard. There you go. That's what I'm wondering. Okay, so we can push it forward a little bit to get that strap out of the track. Or we can start it up and move it forward a half an inch or so. Here, run the camera. Okay, let's see what we got here. Where's the key? Right here. Electric start, no such luck. Oh yeah, first pull. I like that. Woo!
Hey, it zoomed in. Not, my gloves just don't do it.
All right, so that machine's running good. Of course, it's Cat 6000 Snow Pro 2018. I have the same sled in an 800, so I'm familiar with operating it. Looking it over, it went down a pretty good hill. I don't think the tunnel's bent on this side. It doesn't seem to be. It looks about the same as it does on this side. A-arms look good. It's hard to tell, you know. All right, well, let's get this thing back to the customer. Told Thomas one time to keep that hydraulic tank cool, and he's doing it now without any instructions, so that makes me pretty confident. We're gonna start walking out of here. And we're back here at Lizard Lake. I'm waiting for Thomas to get done pulling the hill, and sitting here with the customer's ZR 6000 137. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty sweet sled. We're gonna have to give him a call pretty soon and tell him to come and meet us so we can get him his machine back and get back to work. Not every day, but some days are like this. And, you know, just got to take the good ones with the bad ones. So I'm here with Jim. We just returned his sled to him. He's going to take a look at it and see how it's looking today.
Wow. I can't believe after that, you found in that hill, right?
Oh yeah, that's a steep hill. A lot of times we go to recover stuff that could have got rode out, but I think that this was a different case.
Wow.
How's she look, Jim?
It looks great.
That's a nice sled. I enjoyed riding. I'm a ZR guy too. I got mountain sleds, but I really like sleds that handle too.
Looks great.
Hey, tell about the day that that sled went over the hill. What went on that day?
Oh, that's crazy. I was turning around, kind of stupid, backing up, and I had my grandson on it, and I took him off of there to help me turn it. When I hit the gas, it was gone.
He bumped the gas with his
He didn't bump, I bumped it.
You bumped it and away it went, huh?
Yeah, it went.
And it's real unnerving when you have kids with you when something goes.
Off of it real fast. So
Yeah.
That's That's why I grabbed him instead of the sled.
Oh, I don't blame you.
And then went,
And that's not a spot where it was coming back out by itself.
excuse me, shit, it was worse.
It was a shithole.
Terrible.
Anyway, there it is. And I appreciate you letting me put you on video.
Going.